Welcome to BuzzBoosterTV. In today's show, we are going to talk about a cool game going around, and we are going to talk about two awesome tools for you to use.
Yes.
Okay, tell me, it's streaming media happening, okay?
Yes.
And of course, remember we talked about Amaze before, during, and after, right? That they start creating a huge buzz about a game that was going to happen during the...
Yes, and by the way, let me say, it's the Streaming Media Conference.
Conference, yes, and in the West, like in LA. Okay, tell me about the game, what happened?
Well, they have a cool game going on, started before and during, of course, just like you said, and I'm assuming after. It hasn't passed, so I don't know. But basically, they send you an email initially for you to sign up, and it's a mission if you wish to accept it. And then it's related to QR codes. Remember a couple episodes back where we were talking about how at the Blogworld they were using QR codes, Kodak was using QR codes to get people to come to the booths and etc. So this is something similar where you'll scan the code, it then sends you a mission, and then you have to, of course, go to the conference. And at the conference, there are parts of that mission that you need to...
And other codes to scan.
And other codes for you to scan.
I would say it's one step up on what Kodak did in Blogworld, because they created the excitement of participating and not giving too many details. Remember, the brain cannot cope with an unanswered question. By having a mission and have mystery or mystique incorporated always helps.
Well, here's the thing with Kodak's thing, for instance, it was it was cool where you would scan it and find out more about the company, and it was a great way to do that. But it pretty much stopped there. Whereas this, it's actually making the person who's scanning think that they're part of this game.
Yes, and in a conference where they attract a lot of people that like games already, I think it's going to be awesome.
Yes.
Very cool idea, because again, it's teaching people how to use QR codes. Remember, the US, they were a little slower to adapt to this kind of code. It allows you to do so many things in your business. So see, you have a contest here, we had brochures with things for people to do in order to get a prize. You could use to put information in a book. So many uses for QR codes. By the way, do you have something else to say about that? No? So we have an interview with the marketing or interactive marketing director in Kodak, talking a little bit about that.
Basically, the guy who had the idea of doing this at Blogworld with Kodak and so forth.
Yes, so let's take a look. Hi, I'm here at Blogworld 2010 with Tom Cohen from Kodak. And you know, from all the booths that we saw here, he had an amazing strategy. Guess using what? QR codes. Tom, tell me a little bit first about you.
Okay. My name's Tom. Thank you for the invite. Happy to be here. Been at Kodak for a number of years. I do the worldwide interactive marketing for Kodak, so Kodak.com, social media channels, things like that. We've been at social media at Kodak for over 4 years now, starting with the blog, but now it's even more important for us because a lot of our products actually use social media as part of the products themselves. With the cameras that have share buttons on them, you can send your pictures directly to Facebook and other channels.
Okay, and tell me about this mechanical game that you put here.
It's like a little contest. We call it the QR code trip. This is actually an idea that we had, and I called up our friends at Ford and Pepsi, social media teams there, and said, hey, you guys are going to be at Blogworld with us. How about if we do something fun together using QR codes? This is a new media conference, and let's push the envelope. You know, I realize that QR codes, the adoption of QR codes is less so in the U.S. It is coming on strong. We're late, but you know, we'll catch up, I guess.
I've seen the last few months it's getting more and more traction.
Exactly.
If you put this a year ago, a lot of people didn't know what that was. But
I agree. And then here in Japan, we've been doing it for 10 years.
Yes.
So yes. But we figured we could do something more fun at the where essentially you resolve a QR code to answer questions in this brochure. So each of the brands, follow us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. If you do those 3 things times the 3 brands, you get entered to win valuable cash prizes from the 3 brands. So we gave out our first winner last night, and he was thrilled because he got a brand new pocket video camera, he got a whole bag full of Ford swag and a whole bunch of Pepsi stuff as well. So it really worked out great. And this really was a very organic move that we did this thing. So we weren't sure if people would like it, if they think the barrier to entry entry was too high, but this is pushing a lot of those at this expo.
And how was the traction for that?
Pretty good. We had lots of questions. It was amazing to me. People like, well, what is this? I don't have a reader. I said, well, let's go find you one. We walked through like, okay, just search Google and you'll find a myriad of readers, and you should be doing this. This is a media expo. I don't want to guilt them.
A little educational marketing there.
Exactly. Exactly. And from a codec perspective, we are using QR codes in our marketing efforts as well, and product packaging and stuff, because it just makes sense if you're in the retail environment.
Yeah.
And you can do a QR code on a camera or a printer or a digital picture frame or something like that. And you can link to, say, a video that has really slick marketing benefits describing things that are to help cut through the clutter that you're surrounded with in a retail environment sometimes is only going to help more.
That's very nice. And how was for Kodak the blog world so far? And let me give you one apart. You know that Nashla, she's in the camera right now, she was the first one to deliver all the answers for this game.
Oh, yes.
And when we got this, we said, this is so smart, because you're talking about partnership with different companies, you're educating people, and you use the latest in technology.
It just kept getting better.
Yeah.
and the partnering with Ford and PepsiCo was just it's logical and fun. They're great people, and it really was the social media teams at those places. So we've known each other because we share the spirit of social media, our best practices and lessons learned and things like this. We had a good time. So you asked about how Blogworld is for us. We're having a ball. People are really resonating with this. We have here on our video cameras. They're having fun. We actually. Again, other activations, we have a Ford car in our booth. We were going to do a fun video that we wanted to record in our booth about drawing on a wall and putting a piece of art essentially involved throughout the day. But once we got a Ford car, and they were saying, hey, let's wrap this car, and now people are drawing all over the car. And we put together the first video went out last night. It's really cool.
Yes, and on the first party, you guys also gave away some cameras in the swimming pool. I got one, and it was really fun. Thank you so much for being here and supporting all the social media people in the new.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
I personally love QR codes.
Me too.
I think there's so many possibilities.
So many possibilities. It's just a matter of you thinking of something, okay, how can I utilize this in my business? And it's not complicated to get it, to do it. We talked about it a couple episodes ago. It's not complicated at all, and you can do something that's so different and so interactive and use it for so many benefits.
Yes. Now let's go to social media a little bit.
Yes.
Okay, what have you seen that is new? Let me tell you one, for example.
Okay, tell me one.
Facebook, it doesn't allow you to create groups anymore, and now they have another group feature. The groups that were there, they will stay there, but people cannot start a new one, which is kind of, two sides here. One, I don't think people were going to those groups a lot anymore, but from a business perspective, it was the only place that allowed us to send emails to everybody at once, because the pages and the profile doesn't allow that. Right, so that was one thing that changed on Facebook recently, and now they have the spam filters for the pages. So before, what they assume is spam, you can filter that before and then allow you to show on your page or not, which is good because bigger pages, they get tons of spam.
What are they filtering?
Well, what they assume is spam.
Okay, so you like when someone puts something on the wall?
Yeah.
Okay.
So a little bit more babysitting here, because now you have to go to your pages and check that all the time. But if you think you should be going to your page anyway to interact with your prospects and customers, it's okay.
But
don't forget.
To do.
Yeah, but
so
don't forget.
To moderate those spam comments and stuff, is it easy to do?
It is very easy. It's right in the menu bar. You click on options, and it's going to show you the spam filter, and then you check, and you will see what they didn't approve. And when you click on the X, you either approve or not. In mine so far, most of the things they thought it was spam, it was not. But they're testing, so okay. Now I have a cool tool for Twitter.
You do?
Yes.
Tell me.
For example, if you want to unfollow people that do not have a lot of interaction on Twitter at all, or people that are not following you, there is one tool that is untweet. And we're going to put in the show notes the link for that. So you can use that tool to unfollow people that do not have a lot of interaction with their followers or with you, or are not following you back.
So what would be the benefit of doing that?
You know, I really don't know, because the fact that a person doesn't interact a lot, it's bad for them.
But it's like, okay, is it? Yeah, it's kind of interesting because it'll help you with your ratio of how many people you're following.
Tell us a little bit about the ratio.
So it will help you with the ratio versus how many people you're following and how many people are following you back. That's one point. But I think it's debatable whether or not it's
really
follow
useful
someone
or
because
not.
they're not active. I mean, there's still someone who might be interested in you. Now, the fact that you unfollow them doesn't mean that they'll unfollow you, but still, it's...
Yeah. So let's see how that goes.
Yes.
Okay, and what's the other tool?
So the tool that I had today was more business related in terms of it's not really social media, but it's along the same lines of, okay, I have a business, there are things that need to be done, how can I structure it and organize it in a way that it's not so overwhelming and that things don't fall through the cracks?
Yes.
So there's a tool that we use for a project manager tool, and it's for a management tool. Basically, you put all the projects that you have in your business there, and you put all the tasks related to that, and now it keeps track of everything that needs to be done. If you have employees, it's easy for them to know what they have to do. Or if you're outsourcing it, it's simple too. They'll know what to do. It has, like, when you add a task, the description of the task, all that. They can even log their time as they're doing it. But what's also nice about that tool is that when you click on the Projects tab, you get to see everything that's in progress, on hold, completed. So it gives you a bird's eye view
of everything that is going on.
Exactly.
Yes, and one thing we hear a lot, especially with the small business owners, is that they are overwhelmed, and even when they have the virtual assistant, they really don't know how to delegate and what to delegate. Well, this tool would help them a lot, because again, not only you see the project, you see the tasks.
Yeah.
Okay, and by seeing the tasks, you know what can be outsourceable or not, and again, you keep control over that because they have to log in with the time.
Yeah.
It just helps you grow.
Yeah.
And it's an open source too.
Open source. You know, it's funny that you said a lot of times people will delegate and they don't know what to give the person. That's so true, especially in the beginning. It's like if it's the first time you're doing this, where you're outsourcing, it is hard to find out what to give them because you're so used to doing everything yourself that it's like,
it's a big thing. It's not easy.
It's hard to say, okay, do this, and I'll trust that you'll do such a good job as I do.
Yeah.
So, but when you're putting it in the project management, you're thinking sequentially, and okay, what needs to be done in order for this project to be completed? This and this and this and this, and it kind of gives you, it opens your eyes to say, okay, wow, I really can outsource this. So, to get the tool, .project is the name of the project management tool, and I think it's .project.sourceforge.net. We'll put it in the show notes as well.
Yeah. It's a very good tool, and again, you should implement that at the beginning so you can grow in a more organized way.
Yes.
It makes things a lot easier.
It does.
We do use that tool quite a bit.
Yeah, on a daily basis.
Yes.
I mean.
Yeah, even in projects with clients. So if you're a consultant or a new media agency, that again is where you're going to control all the projects for all your clients. Okay, and I hope you have enjoyed the show for today. Don't forget to check our coaching program at buzzinnercircle.com. See you next time.
See you there.